Good evening, Planning and Zoning Board. My name is Martin Danahar, and I'm president of the New Smyrna Beach Citizens for Smart Growth, LLC. Our address for the record is Post Office Box 2717, New Smyrna Beach, Florida, 32170-2717. In the interest of time, we asked a few people if they would like our organization to speak for them. And so here's 25 people who I believe are opposed to this land use amendment. And in the interest of time, they thought that I could do it in probably 10% of the time of these 26 people. That would be roughly 78 minutes. So we'll try that.
How much time would you like?
10%.
10%?
No, 7%.
7 minutes? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I don't know how to put 7 minutes.
Here, we got it. I'll let you know.
You know, 10. How about 10 to 20%? Don't worry about it. We'll be all right. We'll be quick. The first thing I would do if I cannot resist being a salesperson, to inform the entire audience that our organization on Tuesday, October the 21st, is having an election forum at the Brandon Center, and all 4 candidates for local office have committed to attend. And it will be fast-paced, there will be good questions, and I'm confident that the candidates will provide good answers. So it's Tuesday the 21st of October, 6 p.m. at the Brandon Center. A little bit of quick history about our organization. It was loosely formed in 2011, and it didn't even really have a name, but it had an informal mission, which was to help with visioning for the city of New Smyrna Beach. And what really visioning is simply proactive planning. In other words, let's plan what we're going to do before it sort of happens to us. The problem, as we saw it, was that we were reactive. Witness the Hampton Inn conflict. We were not prepared to deal with that. Then came the crisis on the North Causeway, called Causeway Landings Apartments. This was a galvanizing crisis. We formally organized, incorporated, did research and analysis, raised funds, obtained legal counsel, and ultimately prevailed. Please keep that point in mind. We were able to delay things long enough to level the playing field so that the issues were examined completely and carefully.
The city got sued.
We can gear up again to do that if necessary, and we will. Our organization, on September 30th, the executive committee voted unanimously to oppose all of these proposals, including the staff's proposal, as currently presented. After the apartment complex problem, we returned to the idea of helping the city and partnering with the city in establishing a vision, not only for the city, but for each of the neighborhoods. We enthusiastically participated with some of the initiatives that our city planner has started. And they were things like the North Causeway plan that we presented, the idea of the 2039 charting our course, and ultimately there will be neighborhood plans for all 24 neighborhoods in the city. What's important here is that she has established Coronado Island, Central Beach, and Canal Street as the first 3 that will go along with the already developed historic West Side plan. These initiatives will have an impact on how we develop and how we redevelop. But let's get to today's crisis, since that's the subject. This brings us to the idea of very real, intense, high-density hotel development on beachside and the oceanfront. Understanding this threat is not easy. To say that the process initiated by 2 exceptional attorneys who are here and their clients is confusing and convoluted would be an understatement. What Gail has done is explained it very clearly in terms of looking at the pyramid. So let's concentrate on the idea of future land use. There have been an enormous amount of discussions and meetings over the last 5 weeks on this, and we have participated in many of those. But 5 things are becoming very clear as this process continues. They are proposing significant changes that threaten the very fabric of Flagler Avenue, Beachside, and Oceanfront. Make no mistake, if they prevail, the residents' quality of life, the sense of place, the unique character, and yes, the frequently used word charm of our town will forever be altered, including our sense of place, as the locally owned shops and businesses will ultimately be victims of all this, quote, progress. What our residents have said clearly is we do not want to become Daytona Beach. We do not want to become South Florida. The second thing, the developers have recognized that a strategy of creating confusion combined with an uninformed public and extremely aggressive fast-track plan could be a winning combination. Perhaps they learned from the previous apartment threat in Hampton Inn conflict that the public will be slow to react, will be slow to organize, will be slow to understand, and will require time and resources and money to be mobilized. So they want this done, and they want this done now. That's why we're here tonight, and that's why there's a fast track through the City Commission, and we hope that does not take place during October. We hope that the new commission, after the election, has the opportunity to seize the future and make the decisions for the future. Third, the issue of charting our course 2039 and neighborhood plans must be considered. For the residents in the city to participate in such an activity after this decision is made is kind of a farce. Charting our course after the ship has sailed defies common sense. These proposals simply do not fit any provision of the 2039 priorities and are in conflict with the plan. Specifically, the vision of preserving the historic footprint and neighborhood character of our community. We have issues with traffic, parking, beachside residents' quality of life, and as it's been said, forget about the theoretical traffic studies. Common sense, experience, and observation tell us that these issues are real. To think that the addition of high-density hotels on the oceanfront will not have a negative impact is absurd. Many mistakes are often made in the good name of economic development. All the parking variances granted have been such a mistake. We strongly request that you not make another mistake by approving this particular application. Lastly, our investigation of history relating to these proposals is interesting and revealing. The Hampton Inn conflict was only the beginning. An ordinance that made it a mistake possible prohibited development on the oceanfront. And of course, everyone was paying attention then. Then a little later on, in 2010 and 2011, no one was paying attention. And as the records indicate, without any real public participation or citizen knowledge or understanding, I'm not suggesting anything was illegal here or anything like that, but it allowed the same Hampton Inn density to be applied to the oceanfront property. Oceanfront hotel development may not be in the city's 2039 plan, but just a few years ago it was in somebody's plan, and we need to continue to research and debate that matter. We at our organization published an email over the weekend designed to bring attention to this vitally important situation. We reduced all the fancy numbers and legal jargon into simple math. 75 rooms per acre on 8/10 of an acre equals 60 rooms. Not the 120 that was proposed unless they've changed that number. That's a 100% increase in density, any way you look at it. We will continue to research and investigate. We find this proposal properties are only currently zoned for 24 rooms per acre. So here's how the process works.
Your timer just leave it.
All right, 1 minute. What has to happen now, as Gail pointed out, is you create a special future land use category. Then you have to apply to include your property in that category. And then you have to attempt to change the density so the proposal works. We're not here to debate anything but should we have this future land use density. We strongly believe that this should be denied and that the 75 rooms per acre should be retained. Thank you.